YouTube, and welcome to my video review of the IO Incorporated AK-47. I'm making this video because I've received several messages from people wanting to know, how well the rifle was built, and if I've enjoyed owning it and if I've had any problems with it. So I figured I'd just make this video to share with you guys what I've seen with this rifle. Just so everybody knows, this rifle was safety checked before I started recording. I'm not going to go through that and waste everyone's time showing you that. So let's get right into it. I've owned this rifle for about 2.5 years, and in that time I've put about 1,100 rounds through it, and for the most part I have been very happy with this rifle. So as far as reliability goes, it's exactly what you would expect from an AK-47. I have had only one minor issue with it. It is very well built in that regard. It doesn't seem to suffer from a lot of the issues that like Century Arms and Wasser 10 seem to suffer from. Everything is straight and everything functions together very well. The only issue that I ran across was not actually with the rifle, but with this right here, the magazine it comes with. And I'll show you guys here. This magazine, I don't know if you can see it, made by a company called Master Molder, and it is essentially a piece of junk. What essentially happens is the spring here is very weak, and after not too many rounds, it pretty much gives up and it starts jamming like the last 2 or so rounds in the magazine. So that's easily fixed. You just go out, get some Tapco magazines, and problem solved. The Tapco magazines fit very, very tight. I actually had to do a little bit of trimming on these to get them to fit in a little bit smoother when I first got them. I had to rock the magazine in and then tap the base to get them to seat all the way in, but I'd rather have that than have them be loose and wobbling around. So that was the only reliability issue that I had. Accuracy is on par with other AKs, I would say. Not as good as Arsenal's, but on par with what you would expect from a lower to mid-range Romanian AK-47. Inside of 100 yards with the iron sights, you can hit a human silhouette target pretty consistently. Fit and finish. This rifle is made from a Romanian parts kit that is imported by IO, and they basically build it on their own receiver that they build themselves. And for the most part, the fit and finish is acceptable, but not great. When you start digging into it, there's a lot of little things that aren't great. They in no way impair the function of the rifle, but they're just not what you would expect from a higher end rifle. Some of the things I noticed was all the serial numbers are different, which is pretty common for a lot of these Romanian rifles. So all the parts fit together, but there's little gaps and inconsistencies in them that you can notice. A lot of the parts have tooling marks on them where they just weren't finished real well. And some of the parts even seem to be out of spec reject parts. One of those being the actual bolt carrier itself. If we look inside of it, there's actually tool marks where it seems that the machinist had some issues and cut away part of the secondary rail. And so everything is there, it's just not quite as precise as it all should be. But again, doesn't affect the function of the rifle, so I don't really have too much of an issue with it. Some other thoughts I had is there's a lot of trigger slap with this rifle. And I know this is something that people have talked about with other Romanian rifles, but you put you know, a few hundred rounds downrange with this rifle in a short period of time, and you know, you can definitely feel it in your finger, and it does become uncomfortable. So if you're one of those kind of people that really don't like that, you may want to consider swapping it out with a Tapco trigger group or something like that. The only other thing I have an issue with is that there is no mounting provisions for any other kind of optics. On the other side of the rifle here, there's no attachment bar riveted on, so you will be stuck with the iron sights forever unless you choose to, you know, get a rail system up front here, or get one that replaces the front sights and drape over, or one of the ones mounted on a dust cover. And personally, I think those are all a little hokey, and I would have been nice to just have that mounting provision riveted on there. Adds a lot of value to the rifle and not a lot of cost, so it would have been nice to see that. But other than that, I really have absolutely no complaints with this rifle. When I bought it 2.5 years ago, I paid $600 for it, and I've been very pleased with it. And if you all have the opportunity to pick one up at that price, I would recommend that you do that if you're in the market for a, you know, lower cost AK rifle.